Hey everyone, this is Scott Moore with Great Mac Realty. Today I'm with Bob Thomas of Gardner Bob's Homestead Kitchen. How are you doing today?
So far so good. It's
Excellent.
awesome.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit about where we're at.
So we are in Greensboro on Spring Garden Street. When people ask me where we are, I say, do you know where Hop's Burger Bar is? They go, oh, I know that place. We're about 30 seconds down the road from there.
Cool. So tell me about this place and why you started it.
So 2.5 years ago, I started, well, actually 3.5 years ago, I started brewing kombucha and doing my own sourdough and all this other stuff because I had a rot gut. I was not healthy. And I just kind of got sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And so it's funny, a BLT actually got us on the journey of where we are right now. I grew tomatoes and I was looking for a good sourdough, and I'm sure there are some good sourdoughs out there, but I couldn't find one.
Yeah.
Kept buying sourdough, kept buying sourdough, kept buying sourdough, and it kept all making me sick. And so what's that old saying, if you want something done right, do it yourself?
Absolutely.
So I started making sourdough, and I had already been brewing kombucha prior to this because I knew it was really good for the gut. And so in making my own sourdough, a couple of friends were like, man, this is really good. Like, you should sell me a loaf. And then the kombucha as well, they were like, man, you should, as most businesses start,
Right.
hey, sell me some. This is really, really good. Or have you thought about selling this? This is delicious. And just like kind of did it on the side, whatever. Everything was kind of cool with that. And then I was working at Elon, and Elon let us go in the summertime because when the students go away, we go away.
Right.
And so a friend invited me to the farmer's market in downtown Gibsonville.
Yep.
And it was I think June 3rd or the first June in the weekend of summer that they opened up. I went to the farmer's market, and literally the rest is history. It just took off. I replaced my income. I went back to work at Elon, and then all of a sudden, I just said, I might as well try to make this happen.
Right.
And then 2.5 years of doing farmers markets and festivals and grinding, and all of a sudden I just got the opportunity to open this place, and it's been awesome.
Nice, nice. So for those folks out there that may not know what kombucha is,
Yeah.
because that's a big staple of what
Absolutely.
you do here. Why don't you tell them what kombucha is?
Great question. I get that all the time, and I've actually come up with a really good response. Kombucha is a fermented probiotic tea. Like a doctor would tell you, good gut bacteria is incredible because, believe it or not, we're 3, 4, 5 pounds of gut bacteria to help us digest. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. Why do we eat yogurt? Yogurt's fermented. I can't eat yogurt because I'm lactose intolerant. So kombucha is a sweet tea version of a fermented food like kimchi or sauerkraut, and it's delicious. You can flavor it many different ways, and you can do like a kombucha fast where you just don't eat and like reset your gut. You can drink a little bit every morning for breakfast. It's phenomenal. It's fermented. It forms this thing called the SCOBY, which is a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. And that is a colony that lives together and thrives together. And so as the sweet tea and the sugar get dissolved and it eats that, it produces higher amounts of bacteria and yeast.
So tell me about your sourdough. So you started doing sourdough because you couldn't find one that you liked.
Correct.
So how did you start that process, and what does that look like?
So it really just started with like buying, couldn't find a good one, and then I just went on a canning group. I was like, hey guys, I know this is a canning group. Delete this post if it's not okay. I want some sourdough starter. Because typically speaking, when you're online and you go to a canning group, typically they're also doing sourdough. They're also raising chickens for eggs. It's a homesteading lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew I wasn't shooting in the dark there. And some lady was like, I got a 100-year-old starter I want to send you. I was like, all right, cool.
Wow.
So I got the 100-year-old starter and just brought it back to life, fed it, and I have had it for 3 years myself now.
Excellent.
September it'll be 104. And so I kind of just experimented with flour, experimented with this, experimented with that. They make sourdough look very hard online, and yes, it is a complicated process, but it's as complicated as you want to make it.
Yep.
So I found a dumbed down, easy version. I was like, you know what? I'm not babysitting this dough a bunch. And then I just started playing with it and adjusting my recipe and adjusting my times and learning. And I even learned I needed a camera.
Yep.
Because the sourdough tells me what to do. But eventually it just got to the point where it's like I was making a loaf every week and I could actually start eating sandwiches again.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time I couldn't eat sandwiches. I make a sourdough cinnamon bun. I cannot eat cinnamon buns. The last cinnamon bun I had from the store wrecked me. I was absolutely destroyed. I felt like garbage for the rest of the day. I've had 5 or 6 of my own cinnamon buns.
Yep.
Chipping and ready to go. Middle of the day, I don't have a crash from it. It doesn't feel bad. So it's just, it was that wanting to get started on something that I couldn't find a good replacement in our economy.
Yeah, and your sourdough is just, what are the ingredients?
Flour, and it's King Arthur unbleached, unbromated flour.
Yep.
Water, and I use filtered water. And then salt.
That's it.
That's it. And so we have a bunch of other flavors as well. I make 2 with red oak Bavarian lager. Delicious. Nice. Gives a little yeasty flavor to it. Yeah. That's olive, rosemary, Parmesan cheese. And then we have a cheddar parm. And then we have a cinnamon sugar swirl and an everything bagel. And what's a little bit more, just as a shameless plug, I have a toast menu. So you can come in and get a piece of toast with avocado, a piece of toast with cream cheese. And so you can try these before you bring them home. I guarantee you, you bring them home, they're going to be amazing. Yeah. These loaves are dynamite. They're delicious. Anybody that's ever had them loves them.
Yeah. So outside of that, you have a lot of other stuff going on back here. So tell us about some of this other stuff. And is it stuff you make in-house?
Yes, absolutely. So pickles. I couldn't find a strong enough pickle. It kind of like everything you see me make is not a slight to everybody else. But it's kind of one of those, man, I think I can do that better. And I just created, it took me 4 months to create that brine recipe. Wow. It took me forever. I kept like, okay, this pickle's good. Okay, this pickle's a little bit better. But the right ratio of salt, vinegar, water, all that is very precious and very careful. That's why I cleaned up. I got rid of all the dyes, the chemicals and preservatives, and my ADHD, that crazy spastic mind, settle down, calm down a little bit. I can actually think a little clearer, all that. And I cut out the dyes, preservatives, artificial ingredients. And that's what Gardener Bob Homestead Kitchen stands for. And that's what the Gardener Bob logo is for. When you see that guy, this guy right here, when you see him, you know that I've done research to get the best and cleanest products that I can. And I have everything on display here, organic cocoa powder, organic cane sugar. I do my best because I don't make as much money as the regular stores because I use their ingredients. And that's just one of those things that I would rather lose a little money in the back end, but put out an amazing product. Right. And that's honestly a rarity nowadays. Everybody's like, cheap, push as much as we can get out. But it's like, if I can find a better product and upgrade to a better product, I'll do that. And my prices haven't changed.
Yeah, and I think it shows a lot of your passion to what
Love
you
do. It, yeah.
You're not trying to cut corners,
No.
reduce really the materials that you're putting in there. It's really about the passions you put in the product.
Absolutely.
Which shows in the food and what you do. What are your hours here for the store?
So Tuesday through Saturday is 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., but I am open on Monday 12 to 6. We're closed Sunday. I like to be open for a decent amount of people time frame because we're not just a bakery. Like I don't have it right now, but we're going to have salads. I'm contacting a local Mediterranean cafe, and we're going to get some hummus and baba ganoush, and we're going to get things in there that people can actually come out and eat lunch. So you can get a piece of toast with some, cream cheese or a garlic herb spread. You come get a salad. So it's not just like a bakery. Like we're going to have cookies. We're going to have scones. I'm working on sugar-reduced things. I'm working on vegan things. I'm working on all the baked goods. Yep. But like as a visionary, like I'm actually able to create whatever I want in this place because it's mine. Right. So I want to create as much opportunity. So people come in and that wall you have behind you, that's a bunch of other businesses. Like I don't do any of that, and I don't do pepper jelly, and I don't do laundry soap, and I don't do spice blends and whatever's back there. So I said, why would I do it? And being at the farmers market, I've met every single one of these people. Right. I've shook their hand. I know their story. I know them, and it's like I want to be as involved in the community as I possibly can. Because that's how we grow our business, is by being involved or interconnected.
And another thing for you guys, too, is you offer breakfast here, too. And you're in such a great location, close to Lindley Park, Sunset Hills, UNCG. Yeah. And so if somebody could come by and get a slice of your sourdough bread, try some of the avocado spread or something like that.
Absolutely. We have 2 savory scones. We have spinach cheddar and bacon cheddar. That would make a great breakfast. It's super convenient. You just pull in right or left, come and get a cup of coffee. And one of my biggest goals is I would like to get you in and out in 4 minutes. If I can, and you want to come by and get a cup of coffee and a scone and a piece of toast for breakfast, It won't cost you more than 10 or 12 bucks. That's a great breakfast. The ingredients are incredibly healthy. It's incredibly good for you. And it's way better than anything you get at a fast food restaurant where they put big levers down to cook the eggs and all that stuff. It's like, this is authentic.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, is there anything else that you would like for people to know about your store and your location?
So just about the lifestyle that I promote. Like, I'm a bakery / homestead kitchen. That's the name of the logo, is Gardner Bob's Homestead Kitchen. And that's because some people walk in and they go, oh, looks like grandma's house. Well, grandma used to eat amazing. And she ate from the earth. If I'm going to let somebody know something, it's going to be that there's no dyes, chemicals, or preservatives. Like, we treat your body the way I would want to treat my body. Like, when you come in here and you put this sustenance, this food, you put these products on your skin, whatever you do and interact with this right here, I locally source it, and I do my best to make sure it's clean, good, healthy, and as organic as possible. So we can get back to eating simple ingredients and eating simple food.